Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Northwest Georgia High School Football Scoreboard. I'm joined by the boss man himself, Mr. Northwest Georgia Football, Lawrence Morgan. He looks like he's hard at it up there on his computer, looking up scores. I got DJ Kaufman from Team FYN Sports and the 5AA region champ, Haralson County
County
Rebels.
Rebels, baby. Woo!
We'll go ahead and
Yeah, I'm sending out the link to a few people here, man. We'll get some people on here, and
he's
actually,
sending out the
I put the link live on Twitter, man. If anybody wants to jump in with us tonight, we're
This is the first time we've had just sent the link out to everybody. So check it out on Twitter. You can
Hey,
you
I
can
may
join us.
lag out. I'm gonna send it to Coach PVC if he wants to join.
Okay. Before we get started, I'll go ahead and talk about some interesting scores for today. The first one, and I'll go ahead and give a shout out too while we're in the beginning. Tryon defeats Mount Zion 61-28. Rob Brown over 400 yards on the ground rushing and 7 touchdowns. So he's really just turned into a machine here. I heard that he broke the single game record and the single season record for Tryon rushing tonight.
yeah. I had tweeted something out earlier, man, that he has 650 yards and 12 touchdowns in his last 6 quarters of play.
Noah, come on, that's a cheap shot, Noah.
Wouldn't know. So how about them Dragons?
Yeah.
I've actually got a few texts about that tonight already.
Yeah, Stuga went up 14-0, and then had some turnovers and some mistakes, and gave up 35 unanswered to Pepperell.
Yeah. I'm not going to say who texted me this. I'm not going to mention any names, but they said people in Chattooga need to learn the difference between counting chickens and counting eggs. Because you can't count your chickens till they hatch.
Which one came first? The chicken or the egg?
But that win by Pepperell tonight assures day to home game, first round.
Yeah, that was I mean, after the first quarter, Stuga had no business being in the game, and it showed. It was 35 unanswered. It's difficult to watch, and everybody wants to do good. The coaches want to do good, kids want to do good, but just didn't have the intensity after the first quarter. Pepperell got the momentum, and it never wavered.
I hate not talking positive on here about stuff, man, but I think the same thing happened to them last year, right towards the end of the season. I mean, it seems like those last 2 or 3 games with the Indians last year were pretty much the same. Because they went to Model last year at the end of the season and got waxed.
Yeah, and it seems like the playoff game we had a limited crew. I hope we don't have a scenario like that again. That wasn't good. And, we're going to be headed to Region 5AA champ. Mr. DJ Kaufman is the holding the trophy over there with the Haralson County Rebels.
You get to see Clay Hyatt in person, huh?
Live I told DJ I'd have to come just so I can meet him. As long as he don't wear no singlet.
Hey, you're right. I won't wear no singlet. I wear a Speedo.
Oh,
let's get Paul on here, man. Talk about Rob Brown.
Yeah, over 400 yards. I heard 7 touchdowns.
Yes, sir. You guys will have to overlook my pride tonight, but it was senior night. I wore Cole's Letterman's jacket as we walked him out on the field, so I'm still sporting that thing. And man, what a night for the Bulldogs! What a night for the offensive line, and wow, what a night for Rob Brown. I mean, he's just keeping it rolling,
Yeah, I was telling Benton that was 650 yards and 12 touchdowns just in his last 6 quarters.
Yeah, game and a half.
Yeah, wow.
You go back to the last 6 quarters. That's incredible. Let me get my McDonald's bag out of the shot here.
It is incredible, and Rob deserves all the credit. that he can possibly get. He's a great kid. He's a hard worker. He's a weight room kid and a humble kid. And 2 weeks in a row, he's had an outstanding performance. But I'm going to brag on the offensive line too. Last week against Armurchie and tonight, 75% of his carries, he was not touched until he was 5 or 10 or more yards down the field, if he ever got touched at all.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. It's a line of scrimmage game.
Yeah. I know Gordon Lee will come in there fired up next week.
Yes, sir.
They'll play trying because they always are. But I mean, he's liable to have another 200-yard game next Friday night.
I agree.
Hey, how did that game go? Didn't they play?
Yeah, Gordon Lee beat Armurchie 16-14. Man, it was as close as you can get. Very, 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 very emotional after the game. You can imagine with the seniors, last game at home, and then Coach Green going through what he's going through. It was tough.
Well, hey, let me ask, but before we go any further, I know you stayed around to talk to Coach Green. How's he doing?
He starts his treatment next week. It's probably going to be a long process. I think it was a little more advanced than they thought. So he has a tough battle in front of him, man. But he's a tough guy, and I'm sure he'll pull through it.
Well, everybody
he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. He's got a great attitude from everything I've ever seen about him, and everybody up here in Tryon the same way. Everybody's praying for him, pulling for him. So he's got the support of a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
DJ, go ahead, sir.
Let's get Coach on here right quick. Let's get Coach Peavy on, the 5AA region champ.
How about them Rebels?
How about them Rebels?
I like that smile ear to ear.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm super proud of our program. I never knew I'd be such a Heard County Brave fan. I told my wife a minute ago, I think it's way harder to watch a football game than it is to coach one. It's just, you're just sitting on pins and needles trying to make calls and nobody's listening.
The headset ain't working.
So this is actually the first one in the history of the school, right?
It is. It's the first one in the history of the school. Yes, sir.
Awesome, man.
Oh, wow.
I wish y'all the best of luck in the playoffs.
Well, I appreciate it. We got a really tough one next week. I mean, Bremen's a really good football team. They just do so much. Their kids are so well coached and so smart. They do a lot of things, and we historically have not played well against Bremen. So we still got a really tough regular season game ahead of us, and but I think it took some of the pressure off with so much at stake. That it takes some of that out. Now we just get to go play a football game. So I'm excited about that. And,
I tell you the thing the fans have to be excited about too is you guys are guaranteed 2 home games in the playoffs. If you make it past the first round, you get home in the second round.
Really? I know it's cliche and I know it's all those things, but I just, I haven't looked at it. I really haven't because until just a few minutes ago, we didn't know where we were, so, I guess maybe we'll look at it. I refuse to look at the tiebreaker because I was just praying that didn't have to get to it, and, anytime as a coach and you relying on somebody else or something, that's just a tough way to live. So thankfully, we did have to rely on her tonight, but hopefully we can make a statement next week and then just kind of get to playing hard.
Yeah, it looks like the Indians of Chattooga will be headed to Haralson County in 2 weeks. That should be an interesting matchup.
Is that true? That was the conversation, at the end of this. What we.
I think you cut out on us.
Do it on our jumbotron, but we went to our performing arts center and played it on a big screen in there, and we watched it with our families and our players and our families, and so we got to celebrate it together and all that. But then as soon as that was over, everybody was debating. People had thought that Pepperell was a lock at 4, so that's not true.
No, actually, Pepperell beat Chattooga tonight, and that's if Chalk holds, if Fannin beats Dade next week, correct?
No, correct.
then Dade will be the 2 seed. Pepperell will be the 3 seed, and Chattooga will be the 4 seed.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's jumbled around a little bit too, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's mixed up. But I've never been. Well, if I have been, I was a real young kid and I don't remember it. So I'll be taking a trip down to Haralson County. That'll be fun.
I tell you what, it's probably one of the best places I've gone to see a game in
You know,
Northwest Georgia.
I like to say the same thing. You know, our fans are awesome. I think we have a great home atmosphere. We've played, you know, the last 3 years we've been in the playoffs, and we've had more fans than the home team every time. And you know, it's been that way. You know, this season we've had more than the home side. You know, and we have a great following, and the cowbells are ringing, and they're just super excited and very thankful for our fans too, because they turn out.
Yeah, I came down there that year. Y'all played Ladd in North Murray, man. That was an awesome environment. Unbelievable game.
That was a great football game. And, you know, we played against a great kid, you know, so that's the thing. We've had an opportunity the last 3 years to win a region championship and haven't been able to do it. So, you know, I tell our kids every day that it is really, really hard to win a football game. And it's just that so many things have to happen. And to win a region championship, there's a lot of things that have to happen. And so, you know, I'm just very thankful for that turning our way this time, because we have some great kids and we have a great community, and to enjoy, you know, one time, you know, it's awfully nice for them. So I'm excited for them too.
All right, Coach. Thanks for being our first head coach to stop by the show, man. It's awesome, you know.
Yeah, first coach we've had on.
Region champion.
That is awesome.
That's
awesome.
region
appreciate
championship,
you guys.
coach.
Listen, I've been a lot of places. I really have, and I don't think. And Lawrence has started, you know, this page, the Northwest Georgia page, and somehow I started communicating with him a long time ago. I think if I'm not mistaken, he just started it as a 7AA page. Is that not correct?
Yeah, correct.
And now, you know, I see all these people, you know, just like I did years ago, probably, you know, asking for some publicity, and man, he is awesome. I remember one day he said, man, I want to watch some football. I'm off work tomorrow. I said, hey, Haralson County's practicing at 7:00. And that joke was even better, you know,
I was there at 7:00 in the morning, man.
He was. And so, man, I'm thankful for you and the publicity you give our kids, because, you know, we just don't get a lot of coverage anywhere. And I'm thankful for that, because we have some really, really good boys. And I'm glad they get some coverage somewhere. So thank you for that. And, you know, now with DJ being one of us, that, you know, it's nice to have DJ there, you know, because DJ played with all these guys. So it's nice to have him on the side too.
Thank you, man.
I love
it.
I'd like to say too that, you know, give a lot of credits to, or a lot of credit to Lawrence. He's done a great job with this thing. Coach Peavy. I've never been to Haralson County, never got a chance to meet you, but because of what Lawrence has done and this Northwest football show and all the things he does, you know, we're all able to see a lot more about you guys and about everybody in the area, and it just makes it more interesting, more fun for everybody to be able to keep up with all the teams, all the coaches, all the players, you know, in the Northwest Georgia area.
Yeah, absolutely. Selfishly, as a coach, I'm glad that our team gets it. But, you know, as a mom and dad in this region and, you know, in this team, you know, get your kid's name there and people talking about them, that's got to be awesome. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, all you guys. And Lawrence, appreciate you, what you do, man. It's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations, Coach.
Yeah,
congratulations, Coach.
Coach.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Y'all take care.
All right, man.
All right, we'll see you, Coach.
Awesome.
Hey,
How
that's
about
my
cool, huh?
baby.
How about them Rebels?
How about that, man? Our first coach making his appearance, man. Maybe that'll open the floodgates.
Yeah, you know, I'm happy for Haralson County. Long time coming. They've been on the edge. I mean, they've been right there for several years, and you know, pulled it out and they got it. So I'm happy for them Rebels.
Yeah, Haralson has a great game day environment for sure, man. It's like I said, it's probably one of the best places I've been for a game. You're gonna enjoy your trip down there, Benton.
Yeah,
You might not enjoy
you'll
it.
probably enjoy. Yeah, you'll enjoy it until kickoff.
Yeah, you'll enjoy
Yeah, I'll
it
probably
for a little
come up with
while.
something. I'll come up with something. Is there a good restaurant down there?
Hey, we're at the
Concession
Six.
stands.
We got some good barbecue.
Yeah,
I got you.
you should always
Hey,
eat
guys.
at the concession stand.
Hey guys, I'm going to jump off here. Cole just has walked in the door. We're going to spend a little time together. I'd like to stay and talk more, but want to spend a little time with Cole on senior night. So,
Paul,
you guys have a great show.
Hey,
Paul,
Paul, thanks for stopping by.
are y'all assured a home playoff game now, or do y'all have to beat Gordon Lee? I haven't really done the math yet.
If Gordon Lee beats us next week, you'll have a 3-way tie for second. Us, Gordon Lee, and Mount Zion will be tied. And I don't know what the tiebreaker is because we will have beaten Mount Zion. Mount Zion will have beaten Gordon Lee, and Gordon Lee would have beaten us. So I'm not sure what that tiebreaker would be, but we do need to beat Gordon Lee to guarantee 100% a home field playoff game.
I personally don't believe you're going to have to worry about the tie. Just keep handing it off to Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree, guys. I hate to run so early, guys, but I'm gonna go spend some time with Cole. Y'all have a great show.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
We'll see you, Paul.
Oh, here we go. I knew this one was coming.
Yeah.
How about them Adairsville Tigers?
Yeah, hey, North Murray looked out of sync offensively, and they made some mistakes, turned the ball over. Every mistake that North Murray made, Adairsville capitalized on. Every single one. And Eli Agnew had a huge night. I don't know what the rushing stats are in the region, but he probably had a couple 100 yards. I think Chris Roper had a couple big runs, but Eli Agnew was the without a doubt player of the game. I think he had 3 touchdowns. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. But he had a huge game. North Murray had struggled to stop him. And that's, they struggled to stop Eli Agnew last year also. So he's pretty much showed tonight everybody why I considered him a contender early in the season for that offensive player of the year candidate. So
yeah, I got a little worried about North Murray. I was watching the Lafayette Rockmart score come across, and if Lafayette had won that game, then you guys would have had to beat Lafayette to make the playoffs, right?
No, Lafayette has already been eliminated.
Okay.
Sonoraville was the only team that still had a shot, but they would have had to win out, and either Adairsville or North Murray would have had to lose out for Sonoraville to have a shot. But Ringgold had a big game against Sonoraville tonight. It was a 40-7 win. I see that they've posted from their Facebook page over there at Ringgold. So we are almost at our region championship game next week that we've been following.
I'm actually curious how that spread's going to come out now. With Rockmart struggling tonight and Ringgold having a big game.
Even.
I think for tonight it was like 11.5.
I would say if you're talking about the scenario, this game where this is it, there's a trophy waiting on the sideline for the winner. I would throw all the rankings, whatever the computer says, throw that out the window. Leave it all on the field. Go get it tonight. So I think I would say it's even. So this is going to be a big one. This is the last game of the season, a true championship game, what I call it. The last time we had one in this region was actually Ringgold and Cartersville in 2013. So we actually get another one. 2 undefeated teams in the region play on the final game of the season for that championship.
Yeah, I might have to make the trip down to Rockmart for that one. That's probably the best game in the area next Friday night.
Oh, no. Harrison County Bremen, that's a rivalry game. Come on,
man. you guys already got it wrapped up. You guys. Clay will probably run the ball 6 times next week.
It may be more than that.
I don't know. I'm about to say, being me, knowing how Coach PV is, and being that Bremen's beat us 2 years in a row, he's definitely going to want to get a win. So, expect. Of course, I feel like what you was talking about, Lawrence. Like, of course, I figure about halftime going into the third quarter, he's probably going to rest some of those starters just because of how big the games following that is coming up. But
If
we'll
it's
see.
a close game, he ain't. I promise you, he's winning the
No.
game.
Yeah, he's going to win.
Yeah. He's definitely a winning caliber coach. I remember when he first came in and he circled Haralson County on the board and was like, why is there a black hole around Haralson County that says y'all cannot win? And then ever since then, we've had winning season after winning season. So,
Well, you can join Chris next week, Lawrence.
I tell you, the thing I liked about what Coach Peavy said was the fact that he didn't know where they were going to be in the playoffs. He didn't even know they were going to be home first week, second week. I mean, just how much we pay more attention to the playoffs than the coaches do. You know, they just take it a week at a time, and
that's how he's always been. I remember, my senior year, we had never been to the playoffs, and for me, I was like, I want to know who we're going to play. That way, I see, how big of a chance we got. And me and Coach Peavy, we had this tradition. So every Thursday, we had no pads on, no nothing. All we did was we practiced in shells, you could say, and we would stand at the 30-yard line and throw football at the goalpost. And every week, I beat him. And he gonna say I didn't beat him, but he knows I beat him every week. And every week I beat him, we won. So, so I remember it's like I asked him. I was like, "Do you have any idea who we're gonna play?" I said, and he was like, "We ain't worried about the game next week or the week after that. We got to win this week." And he always told us. He said, "You play one Friday at a time. You can't look forward to another Friday because then you overlook things that you could have caught before."
Yep.
yeah, I'll tell everybody that's just joining us now, man. I actually put the link for tonight's show up on Twitter if anybody wants to join in.
Yeah, I think Murray County, they're done already. They played their last game against LFO. So
yeah,
anybody from Murray want to jump on?
Yeah. All right, man. I guess we'll start going through these scores, huh? I don't think we've read the scores yet.
Yeah, I got them all listed off. If you want me to read them,
for all those people traveling to and from.
Yeah. Region 7A, Walker was defeated by Darlington 43-0. I believe that was that tonight or was that yesterday?
Yeah. It was tonight.
Tonight, okay. As we talked about earlier, Trine defeats Mount Zion 61-28. Running back for Trine broke the single game and single season rushing record. Rushed for over 400 yards and 7 touchdowns tonight. That's huge. The game Lawrence was at, Gordon Lee defeats Armurchie 16-14. Last night, Bowden defeated Best Academy 41-6.
To be region champs also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Undisputed region champs. 5AA, Temple was defeated by Callaway 56-19. Callaway looks like they've got their footing after that big loss to Haralson County.
Yep.
Heard County in a squeaker beats Bremen tonight 25-23, and DJ was at that game. It was a real close game the whole time. 7AA picture gets a lot clearer tonight as Pepperell defeats Chattooga 35-14. Scoring 35 unanswered to beat the Indians. Fannin takes care of business on the road at the Eagles Nest down at Coosa, 37-7. And Dade County, which will be your number 2 seed out of this region, beats Gordon Lee 55-0.
I'm gonna go ahead and correct that one before somebody chimes in. It was actually 62-0 ended up being the final.
62-0, and that's the Dade County game.
Yep, Dade over at Gordon Central.
All righty. I guess that's a late fourth quarter score then. And
they had close to 500. They had close to 500 yards of offense in that game.
Yes,
they better
sir.
save some for next Friday, huh?
Yeah.
All righty. 6 AAA, Rockmart narrowly escapes at Lafayette, 38-30. Lafayette has played some real close games with Ringgold and Rockmart the last couple of weeks. It's been interesting.
Yeah, they finish up at home next week
Yeah.
against North Murray. But they played good. I heard Jacobs Weiger caught a touchdown pass. That's what started the scoring off for Lafayette. That's the only score I heard. But continue on.
Oh, you're good. LFO defeats Murray County 31-14. Adairsville puts 47 on North Murray. And you said there was a lot of issues North Murray had tonight. I don't know. I really wasn't expecting that, but that's a big win for Adairsville, 47-18.
Yeah, offensively they looked really out of sync, and it was ground and pound for Adairsville there. So Eli Agnew, like I mentioned, had a big night. So I mean, if I talked to a guy named Jimmy Espy, who is the editor for the Chatsworth Times. I was watching the game with him, and we were looking at Eli Agnew, and we were just thinking if a college coach out there likes what Tucker Gregg is doing at Georgia State, they would love Eli Agnew. So, I mean, very similar type running back, very similar size. I think Eli Agnew may be a step faster than them. So that's something that we mentioned tonight.
Yeah.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man? We're just going through the scores. Ringo defeats Sonoraville tonight, 40-7. I didn't look for it to be that spread out. That sets up a huge game next week between Ringgold and Rockmart for the region championship.
Yeah, and I think maybe Rockmart was looking ahead, and maybe Lafayette was just looking to play big.
Yeah.
But they almost pulled it out tonight. And I think Ringgold, they were really looking forward to the Sonoraville game, I think. That would explain that 40-7 score. When I mentioned the other day about being at home during the playoffs last year and really, circling this Sonoraville game on the calendar, I think Ringgold did. It's going to be tough for Ringgold heading into the playoffs. You got 3 weeks where you got to keep your mind right because you got this Sonoraville game, and then you got Rockmart, then you got the playoffs. So you've got a game that means something, a game that means everything, and then you start the playoffs. So I think it could be hard for them to, keep their mind right and, the right mindset heading into all this.
Moving on down to 7 Quad A, Cedartown handled Central tonight, 34-7. Heritage picks up a big win in a must-win game, I believe, for Pickens. Heritage wins 24-14.
Yep.
Northwest Woodfield goes on the road to beat Ridgeland 49-21. And a squeaker at Cartersville. I'm sure that was a great atmosphere down there. Cartersville defeats Calhoun 21-14. Blessed Trinity beats Cass 34-13. Hiram pulls out the win at home against Woodland 35-24. Last night, Paulding County pulled the victory out at home against Dalton 23-22. Dalton's been one of those teams we talked about, roller coaster. They play well one week, and then the next week it's not as much. And then Rome with a very big victory, 42-6. And I am not a Rome hater. Somebody put on there earlier the other day that I hated Rome or something like that. I have nothing against Rome. And somebody also put the comment, I think it was Jake Keller, if there's a 3-way tie, if all three of Rome, Carrollton, and South Paulding win next week, then that will be your – and that sounds correct. Doesn't it sound correct to you, Lawrence?
Yep.
Rome, Carrollton, South Paulding. I believe South Paulding has a running back that's pretty dang good. I hadn't seen him in person, but I've heard about him.
Yeah, he just picked up an offer from Vanderbilt today. Jamarian Wilcox.
Seen that. Big offer.
Yeah,
What a game did you have tonight?
Yeah, what game were you at, Michael?
I had Darlington and J.J. Walker. The name of the school was Walker School from Marietta, and it was. I got home at 10:15. That's how quick I got home.
Yeah.
You can tell Darlington really. They did what they were supposed to do in the first quarter, second quarter, whatever. The Walker coach wanted a running clock, and Darlington just basically just kind of lackadaisical walk through the rest of that game, just trying to make sure you come out of there with no injuries. They're going to be the number one seed in the region. Number one seed in the state playoffs. So, I mean, like I say, I was home by 10:15. We had a total of probably 6 penalties.
Who's in the region that Darlington plays against in the playoffs?
Darlington is playing Region 5 in the playoffs, and I think that's Holy Innocents, Wesleyan, that region. It's going to be kind of tough for them, I believe, though.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was looking at the Braves. So, sorry.
Westland, if I'm not mistaken, didn't the big quarterback that Westland
got some
had
interference going on.
For me?
No. Kaufman over there.
Oh.
No, Kaufman over there.
Okay.
He's traveling in the car, I think.
Yeah. Didn't they have a big quarterback that transferred out? J.C. French.
I didn't know he went to Westland. I didn't know that.
Ain't that where he was? Where was he at? He was at a small private school.
Yeah, I know tonight Holy Innocents and Wesleyan were playing tonight for the 1 and 2 seed in that region. I think Darlington's going to end up playing Hebron Academy is who they're going to end up matching up with. Hebron's, I mean, they're not as good as they have been.
See, J.C. French, he is at he's actually at Blessed Trinity now, but I'm almost positive that he played somewhere else.
Yeah,
yes, he started his high school career at Westland, and he transferred to Blessed Trinity. I knew that I had seen that.
I gotta give a shout out to our potluck football guys from last night, man. Commerce,
yes,
end up pulling off the big win tonight against Wilkes.
Washington Wilkes, and I think Washington Wilkes was heavily favored in that game, and Commerce went in there and beat them. So that was big for them. And if the potluck football guys are listening, hey, as soon as we know our 4 and you guys are sure on your 4 over there in 8-3A, we'll do another podcast together and we'll talk we'll get more in depth. We can talk matchups, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I spoke with them actually earlier today. I told them I appreciated them coming on the other day, and they wanted to come back for like the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be great. So we'll get them back on then for sure. I was actually looking. Washington Wilkes was leading that region over there. I wonder if I'm trying to figure out if there's any way that they could lose the first place. I've actually been looking at that region.
Yeah, with the math I did last night, I think they were like 80-something% chance of capturing first place. But
that means there's a chance.
There's a chance.
So,
yeah.
Commerce has Lincoln County left, and Lincoln is currently 3rd in the standings.
Commerce, yeah.
With Social Circle.
It says right here that it says Wilkes and Commerce are the only 2 teams that had a chance to finish first. So I guess if Commerce wins next Friday and Washington Wilkes loses, then Commerce will finish first.
Washington Wilkes has the Towns County team, and they will most likely not lose that one. So that will put Washington Wilkes in the. I mean, I'm not saying they that it's a definite, but Towns County is currently sitting 0-4 in the region, so you would expect Washington Wilkes to win that. I actually went to Washington Wilkes with the Indians when they were in AA. We went on the road. I don't remember if it was the first round or what it was. I think it was the first round. That was the coldest football game I've ever been to in my whole life.
It is absolutely out in the middle of nowhere too, huh? You drive forever.
Literally 7 degrees outside. It was bad.
Let's get Charles in here, man. I know Charles is excited about his Braves, man. They got a chance to host a playoff game if they can pull off a big upset next week.
Yeah, that'd be nice if we were able to do that. It was a good game tonight. Credit Freeman for hanging in there. We had jumped up on them early, but Freeman could have folded it and threw it in a cold, rainy night. But they hung in there and made it a close game. It was fun and exciting, but I'm glad we got that win. I always like to beat Freeman. But that puts us up against Callaway playing for that first round home game. So really puts a lot on that game next week, and it's always got a lot when it's heard in Callaway, the Pulpwood Classic. So we'll see.
You guys got them at home, or you travel?
We got them at home. So last time we had them at home was 2018. So which was also the last time we won state. So the only time we won state. But hopefully we can slow them down. We all know they're speedsters, but hopefully we can slow them down like Haralson County did.
And people don't understand how important that number 2 seed is in a region in the state playoff, because of course you guarantee that first round game. But if you luckily and get a good 4 seed and knock off a 1 seed, you're at home again. So that number 2 seed is really important. Being at home and potentially you could be at home again. And with a lot of regions throughout the classifications in the state, there's a possibility, like let's say for an example, Region 7 5A. You got Cartersville, Calhoun, Blessed Trinity, Cass. The region that they're playing Region 5 in that region, that classification, there's a good possibility all 4 of those teams can win that first round game. So especially them 1 and 2 seeds, them home games are very, very important.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of home games, did Northwest Whitfield already lock in that 2 seed in 7-4A? Do they got that home seed or that home game?
They were a 84% chance last night, and I think tonight with that win of Heritage beating Pickens, I think that probably locked them in.
I think that did.
Yeah, because it was them that they had an 84% chance of getting it, and Pickens had a 16% chance.
So Northwest is a home playoff game. Second year in a row for them, so that's big.
Oh, Northwest beat Heritage?
Yes, earlier in the season. And that was a close game. It was a couple weeks ago they beat him. So Northwest to be home. And like what you just said, Michael, about being a 2 seed and having a 4 seed knock off a 1 or something like that, where you get, as a 2 seed, get 2 home playoff games. I think, didn't Northwest do that last year? Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken? Yeah.
I think they did.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's important. There's a big difference between 2 and 3. So,
yeah, I got to thinking on my way to the game tonight, how big the Coahulla Creek upset was in the first game of the season when they beat Northwest. I think it's even more of an upset now at this point in the season when you look at how well the teams have played since then.
Well,
Coahulla's going to finish, 6th or 7th?
Yeah.
And Northwest is going to host a playoff game in 7-4A.
Yeah, but how well does 4A match up with 3A?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
3A is tough. It's brutal. They're smaller schools, but there's some really elite 4A teams out there. But 3A teams, it's so tough to play in 3 AAA. There's some really, really good football
part of the
teams.
state, yeah.
Yeah, there's some AAA teams that can play with 5, 6, and 7A teams.
Braves with a 2-out home run, bottom of the 8th. Braves are up 2-0.
All right.
Let's go Braves.
Getting close. So I'm really happy for Harrison County win that region title. First one in school history.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
I've had a chance. Yeah, I've had a chance to meet Coach Peavy, 2 or 3 times since I started doing this. Man, he's a real stand-up guy. I mean, probably one of the most honest dudes I've met. Doing this. So yeah, I'm proud for them. I'm proud for their fan base. Like I said, Ben, if you haven't been down there before, man, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, we did a show down there one year. Remember that, Lauren?
Yeah, it was awesome, man. That was an awesome place, huh?
Yeah, it was.
It was Travis.
So
Darnell,
I mean,
excuse me.
so now for Harrison County, with them being the region champ, is it automatic? It's going to be Pepperell. Pepperell beat Chattooga tonight.
Chattooga's going to Harrison County.
Yeah,
Chattooga's loading the buses and going to Harrelson.
Fun.
And Pepperell will go to whoever wins that Herd Callaway game next Friday night.
I'm gonna put my rally cap on. We're gonna need a rally to beat Harrison County.
So Dade went up to the 2 seed.
Yes, sir.
Dade is a 2 unless they beat Fannin next Friday night. If Dade beats Fannin, then Dade is a 1 seed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all on the line next week for Dade.
Here's the official totals for Rob Brown: 441 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Good gracious!
How much did he play tonight?
He played the full 4 quarters.
Yeah,
because the score was pretty tight at one time, and then he scored a couple of touchdowns in the fourth that put the game away. But
he has close to 800 yards in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
He
has
6 quarters.
741 total yards with 12 touchdowns in 6 quarters.
Yeah, because they only played 2 quarters last week.
Yeah, halftime.
Yeah, they only played till halftime for the weather canceled that game at halftime. So
that's crazy, man.
And get this, you can have. It looks like right now either Commerce or Lincoln County coming to Trine week 1 of the playoffs. That'll be
an awesome matchup.
That'll be a good matchup. And being that it ain't but about 10 minutes away, nope, I got to go to Harrison County. Never mind.
Well, y'all know what's even crazier? In 7-5A, and according to what happens on that side of the region, with the way they're doing the playoffs this year, with a South Georgia team, and South Georgia, typically you don't play a South Georgia team to the 3rd round. Well, now it's the 2nd round. They're doing the 2nd round this year. But the thing that's crazy, 2nd round, y'all, you could see a rematch of last year's 5A state championship in the 2nd round at Cartersville. You can have Cartersville and Warner Robins in the 2nd round.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think
Warner Robins got beat by, I think, Ware County last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So Warner Robins may not even be a 1 or 1 seed. It may be a 2 seed.
Yeah, you'll have you'll have Calhoun going to Ware County and Warner Robins coming to Cartersville in the 2nd round.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
So you got 4 of the top 6 teams in the state.
That's
just
crazy.
They redo the alignments next year, and you have all of them in the same region.
Well, I like Lawrence's idea of going to rankings when it comes to the playoffs. Let them, let somebody be 1 all the way to 32.
Yeah. That's how they do it out in Cali. I mean, that's where Cal Preps came from, so they can rank the teams from 1 to 32, and I think you get a fair playoff that way. You get a fair champion, a fair championship.
I mean, I like it. I think what do they do? Do they re-rank at the end of the season? Is that how they do it? Or okay?
Yeah. Here goes a good question from Chris. Out of all the local teams, who do you guys think will advance the farthest in the playoffs?
Cartersville.
Yeah, that's the first one on top of my head is Cartersville. I think Cartersville makes it back to the state championship if they can get by that 2nd round game.
Man, but that's the thing, though, man. Warner Robins, that region, I think the team that's got the potential to make a real run, I got 2 teams on my mind, Rome and Bowden. I think Bowden can make a run in 1A public, and I think Rome, if they can get that 1 seed, and avoid Lee County and those kind of teams, I think Rome can make a little run too.
I think Haralson County can make a run. Just looking at them, I think they can do
crazy, but I think Tryon can make a run, to about the third round, possibly, depending on the matchups.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Bowden does this year when they get to that second round. For some reason, the last 2 years, man, they've had trouble in the second round.
Let's see who that matchup might be.
Especially now if they're playing South Georgia teams, because you're liable to get Brooks County or Irwin County or.
It will be region. It will be the Region 2 champion that they would see in the second round.
Tough teams down there, man.
And a Region 2, I think that's like Irwin County, like Brooks County, Dublin, Charlton County, Clinch County. I think
I'll have it for you. Let's see.
I think that's that region.
Yeah, that's brutal right there,
Yeah.
I'm not sure why they did the playoffs like that. Man, they're going to knock a lot of teams from the north out early, I guess, huh? Was that their goal?
They switch it up every year for some reason. Like last year, you played North Georgia. You didn't play a South Georgia team to the third round. But now, and I don't get that.
You're right on top of it. Irwin, Brooks, Turner, Charlton, Lanier, Clinch, and Atkinson County. You have
since Bowden's the number 1, they'll get the number 2 from 2 in the second round. So they'll end up with Brooks County in the second round, man, which is
no, actually Region 6. Oh yeah, you're right. Excuse me. You're right. Sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, so Brooks will have to travel to Bowden, but still, man, Brooks County's tough.
And I do not know if that's actually decided that Brooks will be 2. Just looking at it, Turner County only has 1 loss as well in the region. Let me see what their head-to-head schedule looks like.
That means Tryon, if they win their first round game, will be going down there to South Georgia.
Tryon has actually been to Turner before recently, and they beat Turner. And with 3 minutes left on the clock, there was all kind of people were either getting thrown out and all kind of craziness, and they stood there and watched the clock run down for the last 2 minutes or something with no football going on. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. I didn't know you could even do that. I mean, have you ever heard of anything like that? I'd had to pull that video up because I was like,
what? They did what again? Me?
Like at the end of the game, I promise you, I watched it live because Tryon was beating them, and they were just getting unsportsmanlike, and they removed the teams from the field and ran the last of the clock off. I swear, I watched it.
I didn't understand that.
I ain't never heard nothing or seen nothing like that. If somebody I know a few people, I'm sure that some of my friends know exactly what I'm talking about, but that was the craziest game I ever watched. And that was it. I believe it was Turner County. Let's see.
I kind of like it the way they did it in the old days, Michael. When North and South didn't play each other until the championship. You had a true North winner and a true South winner.
Yep. I remember the state championships we played in when I was in high school in LaGrange. That's what it was. They changed it my sophomore year. My sophomore year, we played Valdosta, and Valdosta was 1. LaGrange was 2 in America. It was about 15,000 people at that game. And that's when they changed it from having a North Georgia champion to South Georgia champion. But it needs to be more. I think Class A should go back to where it was, but have a public school champ and a private school champ, and then let them play for the Class A title. That's what I think. If you can keep it public and keep it private, but then when you have a private school champ and the public school champ, let them play. Could you imagine a game of Bowden playing Darlington this year? Man, that'll be a hell of a game. That would be a hell of a football game. But just I think we need more. We need some changes to the playoffs. We need changes to these regions, man. You got some regions in a couple of weeks are going to have 3 teams from their region in the playoffs, and they may have 1 or 2 teams 2-8, and they get in the playoffs. While you got this Region 6 AAA with not a Dadsville, but a Sonoraville or Lafayette that may have 4 or 5 wins and won't get in the playoffs because their region is so good and so deep. So Georgia High School needs to come up with a way, and I don't know what they can do. I don't know if you can.
We had a way.
Drop transportation. I don't know what you can do, but you can't have a region with 3 and 4 teams, and you like the region with Lowndes, Tift County, Camden County, and Colquitt County. Regardless of what they do, all 4 of those teams know at the beginning of the season they go into the playoffs. Automatic.
Yeah. Last year we had 2 teams. One was 1-9 and one was 2-8. Make the playoffs while we had Sonoraville and Ringgold at 5-5 at home. We had a system they got rid of in 2019 was the last season they used it, where they had the power ranking system where they had an at-large bid. And that really helped 6 AAA, us being the only 9-team region in all of GHSA. It helped us get the 15, help us get a 5th team in the playoffs.
I think you need to get rid of the 9-team region somehow or another.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how they would do that. I don't know how you could. Just because geographically they're all pretty close.
Can y'all hear me better now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
This microphone's about had it.
He knows exactly.
This guy Barry Woods must have been at that game you were talking about.
I know. See, one of the few times he didn't feel safe at a game. I told you. They took everybody off the field. They were fighting. They were going crazy. Oh, by the way, the Braves just won this game. They're up 2-1. Sorry if you hadn't seen it yet. I spoiled it.
All right. Be a Brave.
Here goes somebody comment on what you said, man. They don't need to have 9-team regions. Cut it to 7 or 8.
Yep.
Yeah, it's.
I know you got guys like Charles there, man, who live so far away from everybody that you guys have to travel no matter what, huh?
Well,
our
region isn't too bad. I mean, Callaway isn't, Callaway. Well, they play at Callaway Stadium in LaGrange, but it's about 20-25 minutes. And then Harrelson and Bremen and Temple are all about the same distance, about 40-45 minutes.
Let me ask you this, Chris. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Charles, but
yeah.
Is the answer going back to the old split region, like the 2 and 2 from each side, and is that better than the 9?
Where 6 AAA had the north and south.
Yeah, I've seen other regions do the same thing. That's what.
Well, I think we're going to have a shakeup. With Rockmart going back to 2A, I think we're also going to have Bremen coming up to 3A. GAC is going to be leaving 3A. I think Bremen should go to 5 AAA and leave 6 AAA at 8 teams. I think that would be more fair. So we're just going to have to see what GHSA does. I know there's other 8-team regions, and I think that should be the limit. I don't think you should go past that, in my opinion.
I'm hearing from what I'm hearing, Rockmart, if they drop back down, they're going to end up in the same region with Hurd and Harrelson. That's what I'm hearing. 5.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, that's going to be crazy, huh?
That will be a region.
Just take the state championship trophy and just leave it over there in West Georgia.
That's where we like it, anyways.
Yeah.
we got 2 out of the last 3 years. So.
Well,
can't argue with it.
Yeah. All right, guys.
So let me ask y'all a quick question, man. What is the best player y'all have seen this season? Like, who has been the most impressive player you have seen?
In person or just at all?
Well, all together for me, it would be Clay Hyatt, Harrison County.
Yeah,
but other than Clay, who has been the most impressive player y'all seen?
CJ Walker.
I mean, that's pretty easy for me, man, because I saw Rob Brown run for 300 yards against the Indians last week in 2 quarters. So,
For me, it'd be all of them.
CJ at Cedartown.
Man, I'm trying to think. It's tough. I tell you what, just somebody who stands in my memory, and he's injured now, but Michael McDade, man.
Yeah, Michael McDade. Michael McDade was probably the best player I saw.
He stood out in the preseason scrimmage against Pepperell, man. He made some plays, and of course, Seth Reese was Seth Reese, and I hate saying it like that, but I kind of knew what I was getting. And then, he had 160 something or 170 yards rushing against us, but their offensive line, Seth needs to take them out for a steak because they were getting it done.
But, all right, guys. Well, I got to get off here. I got to get up early.
All righty.
All right. I will talk to you guys later and keep me updated if Potluck wants to do another podcast this week.
Oh, yeah. We'll let you know.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Chris. Later, man.
See you.
Let's go over some of the games for next week, man. Some of the stuff that I guess there's still some important games left besides Rock Mark and Ringgold, huh? I guess you had Dade and Fannin.
Dade and Fannin, that's a big game, and that Dade handled business tonight. Fannin did the same, and I'm just going to go from the I'm just going to go from the bottom like we normally do. Let's see here. There's only 2 games in 7A private. Christian Heritage is at North Cobb Christian, and then Mount Parham has Walker. I don't think any of those. Maybe the Christian Heritage North Cobb game has playoff implications. Region. Let's go to private, not private. Public Region 6. We know that Trine has Gordon Lee to assure them the second spot in the playoffs. We already know who the region champ is. Let's see who else is playing next week. Our Murchie has the task of playing Bowden, and Best Academy has Mount Zion. So I think the biggest game there is obviously the Trine and Gordon Lee game. With the win tonight, Gordon Lee clinches the 4th spot, right? Or clinches a playoff appearance. Let's say that because
they're going to be either 2nd or 4th, depending on what they do next week. Region
8A public. That's the Commerce region. Just because we're 6A is going to be matched up against them. Let's look at their games. They have Social Circle in Greene County, which that could be. That could be interesting if Green will pull an upset. Social Circle, I think, is sitting in the 4 seed right now in that region. Commerce has Lincoln County. That's big. That's going to pretty much decide who's going to Trine or who's going to the number 2 in 6A. I think that's huge. Trine has history with both of those teams, so either one of them will be an interesting matchup. Next, 7AA we already talked about, or let's go 5AA first, excuse me.
Herd Callaway's got implications.
Yep, absolutely, because Herd can still be the 2 seed, right? Or wait.
Yeah.
With a win, they'd be the 2 seed. Callaway'd be 3, and then Bremen would be 4.
Yep.
What happens if Bremen? Well, it doesn't matter. Harrison's already got the title, so it's just 2 through 4 is the only ones that.
And Bremen's lost.
Yeah. Bremen has region losses that kind of take them out of it. So
that's I think Herd and Callaway already have the title. Bremen is them.
7AA. Sorry, I'm just clicking through and going through each one here.
Just
Where you
Dayton
at
Fannin,
next
I think,
week?
are the
Boss man, what game do you have next week? Do you know?
I got Lafayette and North Murray.
The way Lafayette's been playing, that could be a good one.
Is there any possible playoff implications in that game?
no.
I think both teams are.
I think
both teams eliminated.
Yep.
I think both teams.
I think your 14. I think your 4 teams are set there in 6 AAA. You got the Rock Martin Ringgold. Whoever wins that's going to be 1. Whoever loses 2. And then tonight with the Daresville beating North, you got Daresville 3, North Murray 4.
Northwest Whitfield 4. No, I mean North Murray. I thought we said North Murray was out of it.
No, they're the 4 seed.
4 seed. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna hop off, guys. Family just got home, so.
All right.
All right, Charles, man.
See y'all later.
All right,
Yes,
Charles.
All right, man.
7AA Coosa is at Pepperell. Dade is at Fannin. And Gordon Central is at Model. Six AAA. There are a few games. And one of them, like we said already, North Murray is at Lafayette. Snorville at Cahulla Creek. The region championship game, which probably is where I'm going to end up at if I don't go to Gordon Lee. Ringgold at Rockmart. And Lakeview, Fort Overthorpe has a Daresville. And that one, I think we already know how that one's going to turn out.
Yeah.
7 Quad A. Is there any big games in 7 Quad A next week?
Cedartown got Heritage. Well, y'all said Heritage is Northwest going to be the 2 seed. I thought Heritage had 1 loss in the region, but Cedartown hadn't been challenged in that region in 2 years.
It's going to end up being Cedartown, Northwest, Heritage, and then Central. That's going to be your 4.
And that's that's no
Pickens
way
with that
that's
loss
changing.
tonight put them out.
I got you.
I don't think so.
That's a huge win. Central had a huge win the other day to basically lock them in, and they'll have Ridgeland, so they'll pick up another. Well, should pick up another win. Sorry, I don't want to say automatic wins, but to the 5A region, 7 5A, I believe.
7-5-8. I think it's over.
Yeah, they're done. Yeah, that's what I was looking at the calendar, and it is done. So, so you should know your seating's already there.
Yeah, Cartersville, Calhoun, Blessed Trinity, and Cass.
There you go. That's it. In that order, and then if
how did Cass
3,
do tonight? I haven't seen that Cass score tonight.
Blessed Trinity won. I just saw it on NBC, 35-14.
And then Region 5 6A, we know that if Carrollton, Rome, and South Paulding all win next week, Rome will be the 1 seed, Carrollton will be the 2 seed, South Paulding will be the 3, followed by
Douglas County.
Or Douglas County. Which one?
Douglas County would be the 4. So what they do, they go to point differential in that region?
Plus minus 15 or something like that?
Yeah.
Because Rome lost to South Paulding by 2, but they beat Carrollton by 18. So if they do the plus minus, that will put Rome at plus 16.
See Douglas and Alexander. Next week, Carrollton is at Douglas. East Paulding's at Dalton. Alexander has South Paulding. And Rome, and Paulding County. So what happens, for instance?
I know where you're going with it. Go ahead. I think I already know where you're going with it, because I was just about to say it.
Go ahead. What was you going to say?
If Douglas County beats Carrollton and Rome and South Paulding end up tied, South Paulding will be the number 1 seed.
Yeah, that would be
Yep.
that'd be something. What if what happens if South Paulding loses to Alexander and Carrollton beats Douglas and Rome beats Paulding County? Does that change anything?
I think Rome will still be the outright number 1 seed.
Yeah, because they have the win over Carrollton.
Over Carrollton.
And then does that keep South Paulding at the 4 seed, or does that eliminate them with a loss to Alexander? I don't know the region standings that good. Hold on. Standings. Okay, so Alexander is listed at 3-3. South Paulding is 5-1. So no, even if they lose to Alexander, they will still be the 4 seed. No, because Douglas is going to lose too, so they'll still be the 3 seed. So basically, no matter what, if Carrollton beats Douglas County, South Paulding's your 3 seed, no matter what. So they're Douglas County fans this week. Interesting. I'm sure you're aware of they're splitting it up. They're going to have single A, public and private, and 6A on Saturday in the first round.
Yeah, so the other 5 rounds are going to be Friday, and it's because of the lack of shortage of referees.
Mm-hmm.
That's it about.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That'll get us. I ain't decided where I'm going to go, but I might go with Lawrence somewhere.
So yeah. So are you having a ref on Friday and Saturday?
I mean, there could be a possibility. The problem is there's not enough. There's officials, but there's not enough playoff officials. Like, it's a lot of stuff that we have to do to make the playoffs. We get evaluated on the field, and there's tests, and there's just different stuff. And part of the problem, there's a lot of guys that are out there officiating. Honestly, they don't care about the playoffs. Yep. They care about their regular season games, and that's it. So you got guys like us with the playoffs. Last year, I had 2 first-round games. I had a playoff game that Friday at Cartersville, and I had a game that Saturday night at Fannin County because they played Pace Academy. So I had 2 first-round games. I had a second-round game, and I made it to the 3rd round. The farthest I've ever been, I made it to a semifinal. I've been to a semifinal round, so I'm 1 round away. But yeah, there's a possibility that you could get 2 first-round games because just not enough officials. And also, a lot of schools that share stadiums like Atlanta, Lakewood Stadium, they're going to have schools that they have to play on both days because they're going to have so many schools that make the playoffs. So it's crazy. It really is.
We were talking about the big regions earlier when we were speaking on 6 AAA. I went back and took a look. In 2005, that's the year before they started doing the split regions like the Division A and Division B. 2005, 6AA, which is basically the new 7AA, the schools like Dade County model. It was a 11-team region, and you played a 10-game region schedule.
Wow.
Looking at Chattooga's schedule, we opened with Darlington, then we had Dade, Model, Lafayette, Rockmart, Calhoun, Armurchie, Adairsville, Pepperell, Coosa. All 10 games in the region. Now that you're starting the playoffs the first week of the season, basically.
I honestly think they just need to drop classification, man. They need to drop one, and just have 6 classes because like I say, man, it ain't fair to have 3 and 4 teams in the region that automatically make the playoff.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially when you got a nine team region or 8 team regions or 7. There has to be a way that you can. I understand there are some schools that are stretched out so far that, for instance, Fannin County, they're in 7AA. Well, 7AA and 8AA is really the only 2 options if they're playing AA ball. They could go to AAA, I guess, and play in the Gilmer region, and Gilmer AAA.
Yeah, Gilmer. Yeah, I think they're AAA.
Yeah, that's the only really other options. But I can understand why they want to, travel and, play in our region.
Let me ask you this before I go, Lawrence. How do they do the open division out there in California? Like, you think Georgia need to implement that, the open division? How does that work?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it, but yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you. I think Georgia just needs to go back to having 6 classes, maybe even 5.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem, is they just cut everybody too thin. There's only 28 teams in the class or something.
It's they got to do something, man, where make it fair. Because, like I said, when you got 3 and 4 teams in one region to make the playoffs, automatic. I mean, it ain't fair to other regions.
Yeah, I don't think the distance affects football as much, because you're just playing on a Friday night. You can travel on a Friday night, but how about during basketball season and baseball season, man, when you're having to go out there on a Sunday night and you're driving 200 miles to play a game?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Well, fellas, I'm gonna get with y'all again, man. I want us to do a playoff show, like how the NCAA tournament they do a selection show. I want us to do a selection show, man, next Sunday. I guess the brackets will be finalized. Well, I guess do they still have any play-in games? Because if they're not, I mean, let's do a selection show next Sunday.
Yeah, I don't think they do playing games anymore. I think everybody's got some kind of crazy tiebreakers going now.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing
that's the one thing. Yeah, that's the one thing I wish GHSA would do, is make every region have the same tiebreaker.
Yep.
Everybody has their own tiebreaker.
Go in, have a representative for each region at a meeting in GHSA, and say, this is what we want as a tiebreaker. Let's have a vote on it. Let's have the same tiebreaker for all the regions.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I want to do a selection show next Sunday where I I introduce all the teams and the matchups, and I'm gonna let y'all guys break it down and talk about it. So let's do that next week, man. Next Sunday or Monday, do a selection show.
Are we gonna do just our local teams, or are you gonna do the whole?
No, I was gonna do the entire bracket, all 32 teams, and then I'll let y'all break it down on our teams and who y'all think may win this class, or then go to this class.
I mean, that might take a while, but
or maybe we can do it in 2 nights. Have the bigger classes one night and the smaller classes the next night or something. But I think we need to do a selection show, man. We do a lot for Northwest Georgia with our coverage and a collabo effort. They see how we working together. They'll like that show. So
yeah.
I want y'all to get on board with that next week.
We'll probably have a lot of people that want to join that show. Yeah,
we do it high school selection show. So I don't know what. I'll let Lawrence come up with the creative name. Some kind of selection show or something.
That's Benton.
Yeah, I'll put us a little graphic package together.
Yeah, whatever we call it, man. I'll just go through the classes and then y'all break it down, and that's what we'll do. We can do it each week till we get to the not to the dome, but to the state championship game. And maybe if we got some local teams playing that last week, might do a live show or something, man. We just they just keep people more interactive with it. Yeah. Because Lawrence, you are the godfather of high school football in this area, man. Like you are the person that everybody looks to, and you brought more football awareness to this area. Now, not to mention, you done had a Nick Chubb come through here and a Trevor Lawrence, but you're the one, man, that really got the ball rolling for my show and Benton's show and Chris, and you've got to kind of collabo with everybody. So you really been that guy, man, that really is been the Michael Jordan of Northwest Georgia football, man, for real.
Appreciate it, man.
Are you gonna cry? It sounds like you're gonna cry.
Just a huge fan. That's all I am.
I mean, were you gonna cry? Do you need the acceptance speech or what, man?
No, I'm crying because I can't get this cheeseburger, man. I've been waiting on these 2 cheeseburgers and this large fry for like an hour and a half.
Man,
go put it in
Look at that, man. I ain't even able to eat my.
Go put it in the microwave, Lawrence, man.
Supper, man.
You should have done ate that.
Yeah. Go put it in the microwave, Lawrence.
All right. Well, I'm gonna jump off too, but I think that's a good idea to do a selection show type. I might work on something where we can have a decent graphic better than having like a big 32 team deal where you can't see anything that I could zoom in on, something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you let me know, man. I'll be the MC on it, and then I'll let y'all put your expertise on it and who gonna win, this and that, and maybe we need to do a 2-day thing or something, but I'm all in with it.
All right. We'll come up with something.
All right, man.
All right,
guys. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man.
We'll see you.
And in honor of words,
right,
man, go Dogs.
Right, man.
Go Dogs. You got to say go Dogs before you go, Lawrence.
Let's hear it, Lawrence.
Come on, Lawrence. Damn, man. Your cheeseburger. Bye, man. Bye.
Huh?
He go. He done left you.
Oh, what happened? Oh, my finger slipped. My finger slipped.
Oh, you kicked him out. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oops.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna have
All right,
to.
man. Let me get up here and eat these cold cheeseburgers.
Yeah, you better eat you some cheeseburgers before you get malnourished. We'll see you, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.